Hello everyone, welcome to today's micro lecture. In this lecture, we are going to talk about how to summarize what we have read. We will start by sharing what a summary is, and then we are going to talk about how to write a summary. At last, we will mention some of the rules that we should observe in writing a summary. Writing a good summary demonstrates that you clearly understand a text and that you can communicate that understanding to your readers. But here comes the question, what is a summary? Now, can you pick out the correct definition of a summary? Please think for a while. Yes, you are right. C is the correct choice. Generally speaking, a summary is a short statement that contains the main information about a text without giving all the details. A summary can be tricky to write at first, because it's tempting to include too much or too little information. But by following our easy 8-step method, you will be able to summarize texts quickly and successfully for any class or subject. The first step is to divide and conquer. First of all, skim the text you are going to summarize and divide it into sections. Focus on any headings or subheadings. Also, look at any bold-faced terms and make sure you understand them before you read. The second step is to read. Now that you've prepared, go ahead and read the selection. Read straight through. At this point, you don't need to stop to look up anything that gives you trouble. Just get a feel for the author's tone, style, and main idea. The third step is to reread. Rereading should be active reading. Underline topic sentences and key facts. Label areas that you want to refer to as you write your summary. Also, label areas that should be avoided because, they are details, though they may be interesting because they are too specific. Identify areas that you do not understand. Try to clarify those points. The fourth step is to write. One sentence at a time. You should now have a firm grasp on the text you are going to summarize. In steps 1 to 3, you divided the piece into sections and located the author's main ideas and opinions. Now, write down the main idea of each section in one well-developed sentence. Make sure that what you include in your sentences are key points, not minor details. The fifth step is to write a thesis statement. This is the key to any well-written summary. Review the sentences you wrote in step number 4. From them, you should be able to create a thesis statement that clearly communicates what the entire text was trying to achieve. If you find that you are not able to do this step, then you should go back and make sure your sentences actually addressed key points. The sixth step is to get ready to write the summary. At this point, your first draft is virtually done. You can use the thesis statement as the introductory sentence of your summary, and your other sentences can make up the body. Make sure that they are in order. Add some transition words like then, however, also, moreover, that can help with the overall structure and flow of the summary. And once you're actually putting pen to paper, remember these tips. Tip number 1, write in the present tense. Tip number 2, make sure to include the author and the title of the work. Tip number 3, be concise. A summary should not be equal in length to the original text. Tip number 4, if you must use the words of the author, cite them. Don't put your own opinions, ideas, or interpretations into the summary. The purpose of writing a summary is to accurately represent what the author wanted to say, not to provide a critique. The seventh step is to check for accuracy. Reread your summary and make certain that you have accurately represented the author's ideas and key points. Make sure that you have correctly cited anything directly quoted from the text. Also check to make sure that your text does not contain your own commentaries on the piece. The 8th step is to revise. Once you are certain that your summary is accurate, you should revise it for style, grammar, and punctuation. You may also use this checklist to find out what to improve. The following checklist of questions will help you evaluate your draft of a summary. Question number 1. Is the summary neutral in its representation of the original author's ideas, omitting the writer's own opinions? Question number 2. Does the summary reflect the proportionate coverage given various points in the original text? Question number 3. Is the summary economical and precise? Question number 4. Will the summary stand alone as a unified and coherent piece of writing? Question number 5. Are the original author's ideas expressed in the summary writer's own words? Question number 6. Does the summary quote sparingly? Question number 7. Does the summary use attributive tags such as Weston argues to remind readers whose ideas are being presented? Question number 8. Is the original source cited so that the readers can locate it? Good summaries should be fair, balanced, accurate, and complete. First, fair. The material should be presented in a neutral fashion. A summary is to let others know the main ideas of the article, so be careful not to evaluate in the conclusion or insert any of your own assumptions or opinions. Here is an example. The story has a tragic end when Robin drowns while trying to feed some ducks. After Robin dies, Georgie plants his rose bush in its final resting place at Robin's grave. In this summary, the phrase, "a tragic end," is giving an evaluation of the story. Next, balanced. In writing a summary, just cover the key idea and main points, but do not go into minor details. The following is a poor example of summary. It includes fairly many minor details. This story takes place in Tampa, Florida, while young Bob is neglected by his mother, an alcoholic, and his mother's abusive boyfriend, Steve. Bob lives in a tough life, and he experiences a number of problems at school because of his anger issues and learning difficulties. This is not a good summary because a summary should not be as long as the original. Generally, it's about only 1/4 of the original article. Check this example. Here is an article titled Global Implications of Patent Law Variation. This is a summary of the article. There are 392 words in the original article, while 126 words in its summary. Next, accurate. The summary should be a condensed version of the material, presented in your own words. When paraphrasing, do not make any changes to the original article or include anything that does not appear in the original. Do not include your own comments or evaluation, and be sure to identify your source. The summary should cover the original article as a whole. Here are some exercises for you. Please read the following 3 short paragraphs and write a summary for each. Here are the suggested summaries of the above passages. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.